89, 90, 102, 105,
Almost there.
123. Oh, hey, sorry, we didn't see you guys there. I'm so sorry, I'm so embarrassed. Sorry, guys. Welcome to episode 24. I'm Sergio.
I'm Brian with an I.
And we're here for your pleasure. This episode's going to be on the top week 2 performers, state rankings, the CHINGAS that were handed out. We're still going to be doing that.
Yeah, definitely.
Games to look forward to this coming week, and surprising 2-0 and 0-2 teams. We'll start out. You want to start with CHINGAS?
Yeah, let's
CHINGAS handed out. My cows handed. I'm gonna start crying, man. But my cows were handed CHINGA by Corpus Christi Veterans Memorial, 35-0.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make excuses for my alma mater. 14 of those points weren't on the defense. They were return yard. They were a punt return and a pick six. So the defense played well. Like, you know, I'm gonna give props to my hometown's defense. They played well. They only gave up 21 points. They are playing with an injury situation I'm not getting into, but
Yeah.
I know you want to say something about it, dude.
No, I'm just saying the QB, you know, you could tell he's not himself right now. But let's just hope and see if it gets better. And
I had to start off with that, man. I got to be fair. Like I told you, I'm always going to be fair. My cows were handed to CHINGA by CC Vets. Congratulations to CC Vets. You do have a good defense, man, regardless of what excuses I'm making about injuries. Or you still have a good defense, man. You have really good cornerbacks, good D-line. Yeah. Secondary's all good. I don't know if this is worth message. I mean, Kalalan handed out a CHINGA, but it was to a team from Mexico. But you got to give props, man. I'm not going to hate on Kalalan just because they handed out a CHINGA 41-6. Ingleside handed out another CHINGA for the second week in a row. This time to Aransas Pass, 48-6. San Diego handed out a CHINGA to Kingsville, 45-7. I don't know what's going on in Kingsville. That's the second week in a row. They got blown out by Robstown last week. And now by a 3A school this week.
Put out that highlight of that kid.
From Kingsville.
Free safety for Kingsville. Yeah, he...
freshman.
Hey, little dude, man, but plays with a big heart.
They got kids that play hard, man. You got to say it's at Coach Jefferson's first year, and he wasn't hired till... there was some stuff going on that he wasn't allowed to start coaching until a few weeks before the season, so you got to give him... He's a Kingsville alum, a Javelina alum, and played in the NFL. You want to give him a little bit of time.
I have faith in him. Hell yeah, he'll turn it around. Just give him a couple.
I hope, man. I hope. It's good to see hometown people doing good. And then I was born at Kingsville, so I love them all down that way. But hopefully, man. Casa de Tacos, if any of you people from Kingsville want to send free Casa de Tacos our way, I've been eating that since I was a kid. I love it.
I've never had it.
You still haven't gone?
This dude talks about it all the time.
When we go to the games, oh, no, because I think they're closed on weekends now. We're going to go to a hockey game probably Saturday night.
Yeah.
You don't sound too sure of yourself. Your wife told you can't go, didn't she, dude? Your wife told you can't. Oh, my God, dude. Don't embarrass a show like that, dude. Fremont. Ooh. The inspiration for the CHINGA segment. Handed out another second week in a row, handed out CHINGA to Progreso. Was it 60-7?
Back-to-back CHINGAs?
Back-to-back CHINGAs, dude. 60-7, man. Beeville handed out CHINGA to Orange Grove, 41-6. I wasn't sure that was going to happen. I'm not going to lie because Bigville beat Sinton, but they only had 28 yards of total offense in that game.
And then I want to say Orange Grove, that first game put up 50-some points, so I didn't expect that from Bigville either.
That was against Hebronville, right? They won like 53-0, 51-0, something like that.
Yeah, so the next CHINGA, GP, Gregory Portland Wildcats, 42, Carroll 0. Battle of the Bridge.
It's going to get more competitive eventually. Carroll got that new coach. They had that big win against Ed Couch last week. And then Ed Couch turned around and beat somebody pretty good the next week. So it wasn't like they beat a team that's like horrible. You know, Ed Couch has an all right team. It just GP's just on another level than Carroll right now, man. It's going to take a few years.
The running game just, rolled that night.
Yeah.
And that running back had a big night.
We'll get to those stats in a little while.
Next CHINGA, Ben Ketty, my alma mater. 36-6 against Santa Gertrudis. Man, Ben Ketty's playing lights out football. I had a buddy of mine, coaches there, Dan, sent me a video. Defense is just, they're like hammerheads, man. I don't know if you've seen hammerheads when they go for their prey. That's what I see at Benketti's linebackers and secondary.
They weren't even predicted to make the playoffs this year, Benketti.
Yeah,
I think they were picked fifth in their district or something like that.
Hey, hats off to the coaches, head coach. He was a defensive guy, so I can see why they're where they're at right now. But yeah.
Is it all you want to say? You don't want to kiss your alma mater's ass a little more?
No, I'm good.
Maybe we'll do a Benketti game this year. I don't know who I'm going to do this week. Thursday or Friday. Was it Thursday's game again?
Thursdays, I think you got TM and King.
Where's that at?
I want to say TM. Here in King.
But Mike's kid's still not playing, not worth doing it. If y'all have any ideas, I don't know what game I'm going to do this Friday, make a film for, a highlight video for, so just let us know in the comment section. Put some ideas in my head. We'll see how it goes.
The other Chingas still going. The Tidehaven versus Odomals are very surprising right there. Tidehaven 34.
Sorry, Jacob Romero from Odom.
Man, Odom's starting off pretty slow. But
they got a Chinga handed to him last week too.
Odom, they'll pick it up. Come district play, and it's always a strong team. Other Chingas, Jordanton 35, George West 0. That's I just hate when I see teams that don't score.
Jordanton's a little bigger. I think Jordanton's 3AD1 or 4AD2. I don't remember. George West is 3AD1. Jordan has some real good teams sometimes. They got that coach that used to be at Flower Bluff when he turned Flower Bluff around. So we'll see Andrus, but yeah.
And then the last Chinga of that night was West Oso 55, John Paul the second 14.
We got your back, AC Williams.
West Oso, yeah, they did pretty good.
One of their running backs had a big night. We'll get into the stats in a while, top performance, stuff like that. But yeah, those are the Chingas that were handed out for this week. If we left any out, we're sorry. Participate more. Let us know what's going on in the comment section, and that way we don't ever leave anybody or anything out. We'll go real quick to the week's top performers. Courtesy of Caller Times, thank you for doing all the work so we could just steal your stuff. But the top performer, last week we did top 3 of each category. This week we're just going to do top performers, like maybe the top 8 or 9, 10. But just so the kids can have their names mentioned on these shows. Not that we're big time or anything, but I'm sure kids love watching video of their names being talked about.
At the game Friday, the Miller and El Campo game, I had a couple kids come up to me and recognize me.
Oh, that's right. When I went up there to the top to sit with my dad at the Alice versus Vets game, there was some kids from Orange Grove that recognized me when I was walking up. So we appreciate you guys from Orange Grove. Sorry you got a Chinga this week, but we had to talk about it, man. But
same with that Thursday game too. The Alice and Vets, I had some kids.
Yeah.
Hey, we watched your show.
So we know people watch, man, and we thank you guys for it. And when you all recognize us, we appreciate you letting us know that you recognize us. We appreciate even more if you give us free shit when you see us, free burgers, free hot dogs, whatever. But it's all good. We love it. Thank you so much. The top performer, I made a post about it yesterday on our page about Trevor Long. Comments were deleted, but first there was accusations that I'm trying to divide the locker room because they have 2 quarterbacks. I am not. As a matter of fact, in the beginning of the season when I did possible top QBs for South Texas, one of the guys I mentioned was JB.
Yeah.
I mentioned him already. That's why this time I went with Trevor Long, but he had a hell of a game against El Campo, so I could not say something. But yeah, he was 7 for 9 for 257 yards and 2 touchdowns against El Campo. You had to. He's only a sophomore, and that's not even full time. Like if he had played the whole game, he might have had over 500 yards. So that was a hell of a performance. Elijah Huff, the running back for West Oso, had 14 carries for 289 yards and 6 touchdowns. It's against John Paul, and they're struggling this year, but it doesn't matter, man. Any time you can have almost 300 yards rushing, that's still an accomplishment. You're playing against kids your age. I don't care how good or bad the opponent is. If you can have almost 300 yards rushing, that's a good deal. Braden Brown from Sinton had 2 rushing touchdowns, and he was 26 for 35 for 318 yards and 2 touchdowns against Rockport Fulton. They put up 44 points on Rockport after struggling against Beeville. Maybe Beeville just has a really good defense this year, man, because we'll get to that later, though. Dalvin Batts, the running back for Gregory Portland, had 181 yards and 4 touchdowns versus Carroll. That's another top performer.
Another week 2 top performer, J.J. Acosta out of Taft. He was 25 for 38 for 368 yards, 4 TDs. That kid's last 2 games, that's like almost 900 yards that he's passed.
Almost 900 yards passing in just 2 games.
So pretty impressive. Next one, Ace Siebert, Rockport Fulton. He had a passing yards of 287 yards and 3 TDs. It looks like he's getting back in the passing mode. If it works, stick with it. I know their running game. I know they lost that stud running back last year, but
he's a good quarterback. They just had 2 tough opponents in Miller and Sinton. So.
And for the second week in a row, Derek Silva, Robstown, 232 yards passing, 2 TDs. Robstown doing good things over there. Coach Cage over there is doing good things.
Yeah, it feels good to be able to mention Robstown and winning 2-0.
Oh, yeah. And then Ethan Zapata from Mathis. He had 39. Is that 39 carries?
Yeah, 39 carries.
39 carries for 259 yards. TD. He was a versus Taft. He was a workhorse that night.
That was that 50-46 game they won, right?
Yeah,
Mathis upset Taft. Well, I don't want to say it's hard to say they're upsets when it's this early in the season.
From 20 down or something like that in the third quarter or something like that.
Yeah, they were down by a lot and they came back. But yeah, those are this week's top performers.
All right, we're going to continue on with state rankings. We got 4A Division 1, we got Cal Allen at number 4. 4A Division 2, we got Cuero at number 5. 3A Division 1, we have Edna at number 8. And in 2A Division 1, we got Shiner at number 4. And 2A Division 1, they're Full Hill number 7. So those are your South Texas local state rankings. For
yeah, those are the locals that are so state ranked. I don't remember if that's AP or if it's. I mean, it's not the local. It's not like Caller Times rankings or anything. They have their own rankings. But yeah, those are the locals that are ranked. We're gonna get into a segment about like surprising 2-0 teams and surprising 0-2 teams. We'll start off with surprising teams that are 2-0. You just didn't, for whatever reason, didn't expect this year. Ray is at 2-0. It's not powerhouses they're beating, and they're close wins over Nixon 13-7, and they beat Celosa Midway last week 3-0 in overtime. They kicked a game-winning field goal in overtime, so it was 0-0 at the end of the 4 quarters. That's crazy. You don't see that anymore. This isn't this isn't the 70s or 50s where it was all about defense. It's like you see so much offense nowadays, you don't expect to see a 0-0 game at the end of 4.
That's rare.
Yeah, so Ray's 2-0, beating Nixon 13-7, and TM 3-0. Another one is Beeville. Not that it's they got a great coach in Sosa, so it's not that they're them being 2-0. It's surprising, but the way they beat Sinton to start the season, I wouldn't have picked them to beat Sinton. And then they beat them 2017 with only 28 yards of total offense. That's crazy. Then they beat Orange Grove the next week 41-6. Robstown's another 2-0. That's good. Like we said earlier, it's nice to see good things happening in Robstown, man. They got a really good staff over there that they got from some assistants from Victoria. Was it Victoria East, I think? I don't remember if it was Victoria East or West, but they got some good young assistants to go be the head coach there and the assistants there, and it's a good job they've been doing. They're 2-0. They beat Kingsville, my hometown where I was born. I was raised in Alice, but born in Kingsville. They beat Kingsville. They beat the hell out of Kingsville 52-12. Then they beat Young Men's Leadership Academy. I think it's out of San Antonio 28-14. And they've got a good chance of starting off 3-0 because they have Progresso next. So they're not going to lose to Progresso. So that's good for Robstown to be starting off 3-0. I don't know, like you said earlier, when's the last time Robstown started 3-0 when we were doing that K99 show?
It's been a very, very, very long time.
K99, look for us on K99 Friday. That's right. We did a little segment with Big Frank out of K99 earlier. We recorded over the phone, talking about upcoming games and surprises and this and that. And that should be out Friday morning. What, like between 7:30 and 7:40?
7:30, say 7:30 and 8 o'clock a.m. to be on the lookout for a little segment of high school football.
Yep.
The next surprising 2-0 team, Bishop Badgers. With all that coach issue that they had, a few months ago, I guess this coach came in and he's doing a good job right now. They had wins over Tomball Christian, and then they had a win over Moody.
That's a surprising one, man.
So Yeah.
I mean, Moody's 5'8" D1. It's like we said, Nick, they're not a powerhouse. Some of these victories, but
and remember,
still.
Bishop was 3A last year, so
Yeah.
so they're a brand new 4A school. So, but their defense is good.
They're the ones that brought back a shitload of kids, right? I don't remember exactly how many offensive team, but I know they're bringing back a shitload because we made it a point to talk about that in one of the shows.
Next 2-0, surprising team, Falfurias, 2-0. They beat Santa Maria and they beat Hebronville. That Hebronville one was, I guess both Hebronville games were shockers.
Yeah, Hebronville has only so they
have only 6 points.
6 points in 2 games. Hebronville, I don't know.
That's unheard of over there in Hebronville. So
you don't expect that. And then Fal's coming off the last 2 seasons, going 1-18. They had only won 1 game in 2 years. But we knew Coach Ruben Garcia, the one they had gotten, was kind of starting to rebuild, and so we expected probably by year 3 stuff like this would happen. So they're 2-0.
Sure.
And they have Monte Alto up next.
Yeah, could easily be 3-0.
So Fal could start off 3-0, so that's good for them. Good for them and Coach Garcia.
Next team, Three Rivers. They're 2-0. They beat Falls City 34-0. I think Falls City is either they competed for the state championship or they won it.
They played for state last year. Okay. Falls City in 2A D1, I believe. But yeah, man, that's a big time blowout for
last week's win. I think was Nixon Smiley, or the week 1.
Yeah, 31-20 was it.
Three Rivers. I said, they could give Refugio.
I think that's because they got a new coach last year also, or the year before. He's only been there a year. He's only been there 2 or 3 years. I think 2 years, but yeah.
And then we got Fremont 2-0. They beat Monte Alto 46-0. The two Chingas.
The two Chingas.
That's where the Chinga originated from.
That's right, man.
That Fremont, Texas.
Chingas in Fremont right now, man. That big 2-0 surprise, man.
So 2-0, man. They have that stud running back, but we'll get into that in a little bit.
Oh, that's right. Wait, is it? So those are the teams from around here. They're surprising 2-0. We're going to do some surprising 0-2 teams, starting with Rockport. It's not surprising when you think of who they lost to. They lost to Miller and Sinton. But still, it's just one of those things on paper. You didn't expect to see Rockport start off the season 0-2 when they started off, I think, the top 20 ranked in state. So that's kind of surprising. I kind of thought they might even beat Sinton after Sinton had lost to Beeville, but yeah, it's still surprising. It's not surprising when you look at the details of who the losses are to. But still, seeing it on paper 1-2 for Rockport, yeah, it's kind of surprising. Moody starting off 0-2. Not that Moody's someone you expect to win a lot of games every year, but they lost to TM 20-7, and they lost to Bishop by. They got a little bit blown out by, 35-15, this 20-point loss to Bishop, which, like you mentioned earlier, was just 3A school. Just last year Bishop was a 3A school. So it's kind of surprising to see Moody get blown out by them. It's a surprising 0-2 team, man. But
then you got Port Lavaca Calhoun starting the season 0-2. That's surprising. We always see Calhoun as a powerhouse, with that triple option,
They didn't bring back a lot of starters this year. I thought they might struggle, but it's still surprising when you see.
So they have lost to Stafford, 35-7, and then Richmond.
Yeah, Richmond Randall,
30-24. So they didn't. They were in the fight that second game. Mercedes, 0-2. That was
Mercedes
one.
is with a local district, so we're gonna start including stuff like that.
Yeah, that's.
And both losses were blowouts, man.
Yeah. Both to Westlaco 25-0 and Harlingen 76-24. Yeah, that's pretty.
On a side note, Harlingen might be back for you Valley people because both their wins are complete blowout wins. They blew the hell out of Harlingen South week 1, and they blew the shit out of Mercedes week 2, scoring 70-something points. It's always good when Harlingen is good, man. Their fan base is the best in the state, if you ask me, man.
Harlingen, what was their mascot? The
Cardinals. Harlingen Cardinals, man.
White,
crazy fan base.
Red
but they have black now. When they got that Coach Gomez, a few years ago, he added black to their uniform.
Yeah,
so
black
nice,
uniform. It always stands out. Then you got Hebronville. We just talked about it. 0-2. They lost to Orange Grove. They got shut out 53-0 and then foul 18-6. Yeah, very surprising. Like I said, we always think we hear the name Hebronville, we always think running backs, quarterbacks that are studs, and I don't know what's going on over
Especially
there.
that the first game was a blowout.
Yeah. So.
And the second loss was a 2-score loss to Foul.
You can't count them out, just like any other team.
Yeah, Hebronville will be all right eventually, man. But it's still surprising to see them start up 0-2. The next segment is going to be, we're going to get into like week 3 games to look out for, like good matchups. We'll give our genius predictions on who's going to win.
Mr. Know-It-All.
And then on the Facebook page, you'll hear from Mr. Know-It-All and who's going to win. He's the one. He knows more than us, man.
Hey,
but
he was right on.
He's right on with that Miller thing, man. You all were
Miller
hating on him from the Miller prediction, but he was right on with about the. Yeah,
Mr. Know-It-All.
he's a genius, man. You want to make bets? Let's look out to Mr. Know-It-All, and he'll win you some money. But the first game up is Ingleside at Rockport. Even Rockport's 0-2 and Ingleside's 2-0, but it doesn't matter. It's like we said earlier, Rockport's losses are to Miller and Sinton, so those are tough losses, and it's going to be a good game. Ingolside's 2 wins are over. Goddamn,
Mathis.
Ingleside's 2 wins are over Mathis, 46-7, and Aransas Pass, 48-6. So they handed out 2 Chingas. Rockport's 0-2. They lost. They had Chingas handed to them by Miller and Sinton, but it's Ingleside's one of the teams that brought back a lot of kids.
Yes.
It's going to be a good matchup regardless of 2-0 versus 0-2. There's too much talent coming back in Rockport. Don't judge them by the 0-2, like we said. The losses are to Miller and Sinton, but that's going to be a good game. It's going to be at Rockport. That'd be a good game to go to Friday. If anyone from Ingleside or Rockport watching wants a video made out of your game Friday, let me know in the comments. Hook me up with a sideline pass. We might be there. It's just we have to. Can't commit exactly right now. I have to see what's going to happen. But if you get us started, we'll consider it. Well, you want to wait for her to get out of here? Look at him. Look what you're doing to this guy. We're almost done, dude. We're almost done.
All right, the next week 3 game of the week, we have Cal Allen at Flower Bluff. Cal Allen beat GP the first game of the season, week 1, 22-12, and they beat Mexico City 41-6. Flower Bluff has a loss to Bernie 35-32, but
Bernie's ranked in 4AD1. Bernie's ranked
and they beat
like
Laredo,
4 or 5. Yeah.
Laredo South 27-20.
27-20.
Yeah, that was like a late.
Laredo South is one of those teams. Don't be fooled by it has Laredo in front of the name. Laredo South is one of those Laredo teams that's pretty good some years. Them and Laredo Alexander. And Laredo United.
Yeah, so that's going to be a good matchup. Cal Allen's. I want to say they're evenly matched. I mean, they could go either way. Like you said, Flower Bluff has tradition of beating Cal Allen often.
Yeah, we were saying on the radio show earlier.
So,
there's pretty evenly. The last 10 years is kind of like a 5-5 situation. They're Flower Bluff.
It's a toss-up here, man. It could go either way. But if I had to, I would probably lean more Cal Allen.
Is that who you're picking? Because we didn't pick it. Let's do.
No, I'm just saying. We don't have to pick. We don't have to pick.
No, we do. We pick, but I don't. Yeah, fuck it.
At the end, you just want to go.
We'll do it at the end real quick.
Okay.
Fuck it. The next matchup to watch is Refugio at Edna. Refugio got blasted that first week by Hitchcock, but then they beat the hell out of London. What was it, 30?
Yeah,
39-6 the second week. I don't.
Damn it.
I'm not surprised that Refugio beat London, but like to blow them out like that, it's kind of. I don't think anyone was expecting it. We thought London was starting to arrive, and
yeah, I was. Yeah, I thought.
But London is going to arrive eventually. They're going to be crazy good in about six or so years. I say maybe I think you say less years, but they're growing so much in the London area that they're going to be crazy good in a few years, man. And they'll be up. They'll start right. They'll be 4AD1 eventually, man. Playing in district with like Calallen and Alice. So we'll see how that goes. But Refugio at Edna. Edna's beat the hell out of East Bernard 47-7, and they beat Bay City last year 27-21. Bay City brings back bad memories. Alice lost to them by 3 points in the 1998 playoffs, or Alice would have gone to play for the state championship.
Oh, man.
So I hate Bay City.
Yeah, okay.
But We'll give our predictions of who we think is going to win at the end of the couple of games. We're doing about 5 or 6 games to look for this next week. There's not too many awesome matchups, but so yeah, that's if we would Edna's another one to look for.
Next one is Beeville versus the Bishop Badgers at Beeville. So Beeville's off to a 2-0 start. Bishop's off for a 2-0 start. Beeville, beat Sinton 20-17 week 1, and then they dominated over Orange Grove 41-6. Then you have Bishop beating Tomball Christian 24-20, and then beating a 5A school 35-15. Moody Trojan. So, man, that's going to be a good matchup there. The next one is Three Rivers at Taft. That's going to be a good matchup. You got Three Rivers 2-0, Taft 1-1 with that loss to Mathis. Three Rivers beat Fall City 34-0. That was a state champ for last year, or played in the state champion game. They also beat Nixon Smiley 31-20. Taft beat Skidmore 47-13, and then last week they lost to Mathis 50-46. A game that they should have won, but had like a big comeback.
That's the game they were beating the hell out of Mathis.
Came back to win.
And that kid still threw for 1,000,000 yards, man. Yeah, so we think it's gonna be a good game to watch. At least it's gonna be a high scoring game. Those are the 5 games to watch this week, in our opinion. We'll give quick predictions who we think is going to win. I got Three Rivers beating Taft. It's going to be high scoring, but Three Rivers will win 55-30, 55-35, something like that, man. It's going to be high scoring. What do you got with Three Rivers and Taft?
I got Three Rivers 40-35.
You got it closer. You piece of shit, dude. You piece of shit. Yeah. There's because his wife's right here, so he's getting nervous, dude.
What are
Beeville and Bishop. That's a tough one, man, because Bishop brought back a shitload of kids, man, and they just beat the hell out of Moody, who's a 5A D1 school.
And Bishop has a good defense.
Yeah,
man.
and then Beeville's defense is really good also.
Beeville, yeah.
It's at Beeville. If it was at Bishop, I'd pick Bishop. It's one of those I think it's going to be close, but I'll say Beeville. It's not going to be a high-scoring game. I got Beeville something like 21-7.
You made Adrian's day.
Fuck that dude. Fuck that dude.
I have Bishop 21-20.
We love you, Adrian, though. Keep commenting on the page,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
You
man.
drive up the traffic. You piece of shit. What did you say? What is your prediction?
I said 21-20.
You got it closer.
Bishop.
Yeah, Fuhu and Edna will say that for the end, because we'll do Calallen and Flower Bluff.
I have it Calallen
Calallen has a better team, but Flower Bluff always plays them
27-12.
By that
Calallen.
much. It's hard, man, because even when Calallen's better than Flower Bluff, they always play them good, because Calallen has a big lineman that. What helps Calallen is they have big linemen that can push people around. They can't push Flower Bluff around. Flower Bluff always has some big fucking linemen on offense and defense. So.
And they have a quarterback that can run and 2 stud running backs. So
Flower Bluff's running with a
fresh-
sophomore quarterback
fresh
right
legs.
now and a lot of new kids. So I'm still going to go Calallen also. Not the high scoring shit. It'll be like, what did you say? I say 28-14. That's around what you said, right?
Yeah,
Something similar. I got it about the same, man. Ingleside, Rockport, what do you got?
I'm going with the Ingleside. They're playing good football. I mean, their defense only allowed 13 points in 2 games. So I think they're going to stop Siebert and the passing attack, and then they'll take the W. I say 31-6.
I got Ingleside winning district and even being sentenced, so I have to say they're going to beat Rockport, man. I think it'll be a close game too, kind of higher scoring, something similar to yours too, man. Maybe like 35-28. Yeah, it's. I got Ingleside winning their district and even being Sinton, and Sinton beat the hell out of Rockport, so I got to play it. But Ingleside doesn't have the pedigree that Sinton does, so that'll help keep it a little closer than maybe the Sinton Rockport game was. So I'll say something like 35-28. If we would Edna, that's gonna be a good one. You had trouble with Hitchcock, and Edna's really good this year, and they're battle tested.
They're a bigger classification, so
they're battle tested, man. They have a hell of a non-district schedule.
I think Refugio Hill will keep up with them until halftime, and then Edna would run. It's going to run with it at the end.
I got that also, man. What's your score?
Let's just go 35-14. You know what? 35-21. I'll give them an extra touchdown.
No disrespect to the Fuyo people following the page. I got it to another similar situation to where the way Hitchcock beat you, man. It's going to be like a 49-14 type game. Refuyo's young this year by their own coach's admission. So, and Edna's beating some really good teams in East Bernard and Bay City. So they're battle tested, man. Their whole non-district schedule is crazy like that. I think Sinton's one of the other teams they play I don't know, but their non-district schedule is crazy good. No offense if we will, but I got Edna winning like 49-14, some kind of blowout game like that. But so those are our week 3 games to watch for this week. So
I'm gonna add a few more.
Oh, that's right. I'm lying. We got a couple of more that he thought of. And
so we added a few more. So let's go with my alma mater, Banquetti Bulldogs at Fremont. Now, Fremont has a stud running back. I think he's rushed for over 400 yards in 2
5
games.
million yards.
Yeah, so that's where La Chinga came from.
That's where the Chinga
originated.
came from.
Now they're playing my hometown. But I'm going to go with Banquetti and their defense.
My God.
Their defense is good. I'm not going to even ruin the game plan, but they have running backs that can run.
That's right. You're friends with the coach, just so you know.
Well, yeah, but I got Banquetti. I got Banquetti winning 30-17.
I kind of do too. Banquetti's a lot better opponent than what Fremont's handing out Chingas, but they haven't played an opponent as good as Banquetti yet. I don't think it's gonna be a complete kind of blowout type situation. But I got to go Banquetti by a couple of scores, man. It's gonna be 28-14, in my opinion. That's my Banquetti Fremont prediction.
Then we wanted to I know we had a comment to talk about vets in Ocampo. You want to talk about it now? Or?
There was a comment about that one?
Yeah,
read it if you want.
Okay. Well, let's just do San Diego, and then we'll just talk about vets in Ocampo. Okay. All right, the next one, too, going to be a game of the week, San Diego and West Oso. That's going to be good. That's going to test San Diego's defense with that stud running back that West Oso has, rushed for like 260-some yards on
283 yards.
12 carries, 13 carries, something like that. So that's going to be an early test for San Diego, about their defense if they can stop this guy.
Those are Al Bundy rushing numbers, man.
But I have San Diego winning in a close one. I want to say
you fucking homer just because your cousin coach is there.
24-21.
San Diego would have been pretty good this year. They lost their best player to Alice, so I guess we thought they might have it. It's just they're still really good, man. They brought back a lot of good kids, good talent. West also had that really good game last week, but it was against JP2. Their running back tore it up for almost 300 yards. Sorry, AC Williams, but I'm going to pick San Diego, man. Like a 28. What did you say? I got like a 28-14 type.
24-21.
I got a 28-14 type game for San Diego, man. They're just a little bit better than you was this year with so. We're not playing favorites. That's fuck it. We go Vets in Ocampo next.
You go and start off. You start off like badass.
You're a liar. You're putting a lot of fucking pressure on me, dude. Did I hit record? Is it? Yes, everything's on. Next segment, we're going to do comments. We promised you guys we'd read your comments. We slacked, I think, in the last couple of episodes. We didn't read your comments. As long as we want y'all to comment, man. That's how we get y'all involved. We promise you guys we'll start reading your comments. So that's what we're going to end the show with. And no, we're going to do comments, and then we're going to give you our take on Texas versus Alabama.
Okay. Hell yeah.
Longhorns.
All right. So the first comment was from Marcus Ramirez. He says, how Atwood didn't have his boys ready to play last Thursday. I'll let you take it from here, Sergio.
Do I got to put that pressure? I mean, that's my alma mater. I love Alice, but I mean, they did get into the red zone 3 times. They just couldn't punch it in. Penalties. They have their injury situation. I'm going to make 5 million excuses for them if you let me, dude. If you don't jump in. They got into the red zone 3 times. It wasn't as ugly as a 35-0 score looks. You know, 14 of those points were a punt return and a pick 6. The defense played well, but yeah, it is. I'm not gonna lie. As a Coyote fan, they don't win the big games anymore, man. Sorry, Alice fans. You can hate me, but I got to be fair to everybody on this page. I'm from Alice, but you don't win the big games anymore, man. I can't remember the last time they won a big game. That you were maybe 2008 when they beat Flower Bluff. Both teams went into that game 6-0. It was a big game, packed stadium, San Ramon, Flower Bluff. That's the last time I can remember Alice winning a big game. It's gotten frustrating to see what's happened to my alma mater. And I don't know why you had to start off the fucking segment with that shit. You're going to make me cry. You're going to make me cry in front of your daughters right there. I'm going to start crying.
That was the first comment, so I'm going down the list.
You're a piece of shit, dude.
The next one.
Go to the next one.
Jacob Romero. He wants us to give a shout out to Peach Chicken and More.
Yeah. Dude, they're not going to sponsor you. You all keep tagging them on your own page, and they haven't tried yet. You just need to basically say, fuck Pete's Chicken and go with Church's or Popeyes or something,
If you
man.
want Barreras fried chicken and Robson, I can get you that hookup.
You can get you the hookup at Barreras, man. That's the best chicken in the world, too.
That's better than Pete's Chicken.
Pete's Chicken doesn't have shit on Barreras chicken.
Yeah, Barreras located Robson right by HEB. Best chicken you'll ever have.
I haven't had that chicken since I worked at Oilfield 10 years ago, dude.
Dude.
I need to go.
I'll bring you some, bro. I'll bring you some. David M. Kokoda.
Oh, my God. He's not even talking about his own team, is he? He's talking about Miller again. Is that the one you're going to read?
No. He said, don't forget to count out vets.
Oh, he's being sarcastic because I counted him out against Alice. Yeah. Congratulations, you beat Alice. They were injured. Stop it. You have twice their enrollment.
All right, this is a long one right here. Hey.
Oh, Guzman. Thank you, Javier Guzman.
Yeah, that's a great one. Looks like 5A Division I is going to be a real competitive district for top 2 seeds. Miller looks like a legit contender for a deep playoff run. Cal Island and Flower Bluff will be a good test for both teams. Beeville looks like a dark horse to make a playoff run. Don't count out Rockport as they have played 2 tough teams.
Yeah.
Sinton with a nice bounce-back win. Looks like Robstown is playing some good football, and they are a dark horse as well. Farfurias, question mark. 3 Rivers strong enough to challenge the Fool Hill or Shiner.
That's right. They're in the 3 Rivers and the Fuyos and Shiners
that's what I
district,
mentioned
man.
earlier.
That's going to be some...
3
Rivers head coach, I know he follows us on Twitter. I don't know if he follows us on Facebook, but get with us, man. Whenever you got an important game like if we were Shiner on your schedule, we'll go record it, man, if you hook us up with a sideline pass.
Hell yeah. Yeah, like he said, Miller looks legit. Cal Island and Flower Bluff, that's going to be a good test. We talked about that earlier. Beeville, playing good football. Robstown, that's one I like to talk about. That's a possible 3-0 team right there going, you know.
Yeah, they'll be 3-0. What did we say? They got Progresso next?
I think Progresso.
Yeah, they're not going to lose that.
The Red Ants.
We got to look that up to see when the last time they started off 3-0.
But yeah, I mean, 3 Rivers, strong enough to challenge the Foolish Center. I think so. I mean,
they beat the shit out of Fall City, man.
Yeah.
That's a good win. It's 34-0. Fall City played for the state title last year. That's a good win, man. Yeah, we do agree. Yeah, we agree on that. 3 Rivers can challenge the Fuyo and Shiner this season. It's not going to be a 2-man race. It's going to be a 3-man race in that district.
All right, David Kokoda wants to talk about...
Jesus, David. We appreciate you commenting all the time.
Do you need
we give you crap
test
joking. But.
Defensively, was Ocampo tested with maybe 3 or 4 passes the entire game? Can the back do it alone?
That's what Ocampo does. You can't say that they didn't test Miller because they didn't pass a lot. They don't pass a lot. That's what Ocampo does.
Everybody's keen on Ruben Owens. I would that would probably open up a passing game. But I mean, I don't know if they're known
It's
for
just
passing.
not what they do. And they had that other big running back too, number 9. I don't know what his name
big
is,
kid,
but
big kid, yeah,
it wasn't
bigger than
just Owens. They had number 9 also. They
So-
did have that big tight end that scored a touchdown at the end
Yeah.
to make the game look better, closer than it was. It wasn't a close game. Even Miller could have scored again at the end, but they played it conservative and or they could have had 56. But
So, I think I mean, obviously I'm going with Vets over El Campo, and I'm probably going to go 40-14.
I got Vets also. I have it closer than that. I don't know enough about Vets' offense. Like I said earlier, they only scored 21 points on Dallas, the offense. It didn't look great. As a team, they played great, which is why the score ended up being what it was. But the offense only scored 21, and that was with Alice's defense not getting help, or it might have been less. But so I don't think they'll score that many points in Ocampo as much as Miller did. But I still got them winning. Their defense is going to be pretty good. I got like a 28-14 type game.
Okay. Next is Hugo A. Chavez. For comparison, I'd like to see how Vets plays and stacks up against El Campo this week. This could be a nice measuring stick going forward in some ways. Yeah, we just talked about it. We have Vets winning. I see their front four and their linebackers just, they will probably hold Ruben Owens less than, what Miller did. I think Miller held him to 158. He'll have less yards. Now, I don't know if they want to give him the ball so many times because to get his stats up, you don't want a number 1 running back in the nation just have like 900 yards in the season. So he's going to get some carries. So, I mean.
Yeah, I got Vets holding him to about 14 like you also, man. Their defense is just going to be better than what El Campo's seen so far with Miller and who the hell's the first team to beat El Campo? Oh, Cuero held him to 14, I think. That's about what I think Vets is going to hold him to, about 14 points, man.
Yeah.
I don't have as much blowout as him, but yeah, it's still going to be.
Yeah, the defense is a little stronger, I think.
There's a few more comments on another forum also. Did we say more on that one?
Oh, no, that's it, man.
On some other forum, when we go to talk sports, there's a few more comments. Ruben Perez, he goes by another name on this the forum, but on Facebook, he's Ruben Perez. He says, Sergio, you're the most handsome man I've ever seen. Thank you, Ruben Perez. He also said, shout out to GP, because he's a Vets fan. He had a kid who played for Vets a few years ago. Now he has a kid that plays for Carroll. He says, shout out to GP for showing us where we need to improve, Carroll, to compete with local big dogs. Shout out to Vets defense for posting the shutout and holding Alice to 50 yards rushing. You can shut your damn mouth, dude. Alice has had an injury situation. I already told you, shut up. He says, shout out to San Diego for smashing a 4A D1 team, even though San Diego was a 3A D1 team. Yeah, he's talking about the San Diego beating the hell out of, what was it, Kingsville?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's that guy. Someone from Calallen that goes by another name, Pico de Gallos, responded to their Bettis. He says that 4A D1 team that San Diego smashed is one of the worst teams in 4A. That got smashed the week before by Robstown. I mean, we don't really know yet. There's only been 2 weeks of games. It's hard to say what teams are. And then they're kids, man. So a lot of teams just improve out of nowhere and just come out of nowhere. I've seen games where people lose to someone in the beginning of the season 28-0 and then end up winning a rematch in the playoffs. So it's just hard because they're kids and they don't get a lot of time before the season starts to practice. And so during the season, some teams just improve a lot.
Yeah.
It is what it is, man. But thank you guys for commenting. That's what we want. Mm-hmm. We wish there was more to read, man. We wish you guys would give us more comments than that. But we do appreciate anything at all.
Man. Anything. You want to give a shout out to a player? Send us videos, messages. Z95.
Z95, step up your game. K99's got us on their radio show.
Yeah, we'll be there every Friday throughout the season and hopefully the playoffs.
We have the DJ on the page from Z95. I don't remember her name. I know she has a kid that's a quarterback at London.
Erica
Navarijo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Step up your game. Get us on the show, Z95. Been hearing that since I was a kid when they used to battle Kite 105 back in the 80s, dude. And we would listen to the Love Hour. The Love Hour back in the 80s, man.
All the dedications.
Oh, my God. I lost my virginity to my hand back in the 80s listening to the Love Hour. It is what it is, man. But that's about it for high school for this week. We do want to just add a few more minutes to talk about the complete ass beating the Texas Longhorns are going to put on the Alabama Crimson Tide this weekend. What kind of fucking mascot is an elephant to begin with, man?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here with that shit, dude. It's a new era, I think, my opinion. The way the SEC has been dominating like the last 15 years, that Texas, USC, and Miami are going to start dominating the next decade. Hopefully more Texas. That's where we're fans of Texas. But I think Texas, USC, and Miami are going to start dominating the next decade.
It's going to be a good game Saturday.
Yeah. We'll be at Little Woodrow's if anyone wants to join us. We'll be at Little Woodrow's to watch that Texas versus Alabama game.
Have a shot, whatever you want.
Decked out. Not speaking for him. He's not as crazy and stupid as me. But I'm going to go and buy a shitload of Longhorn gear and show up to Little Woodrow's wearing crazy shit for the Longhorns. So it's going to be a good victory. It is what it is, man. Yeah. What is your score prediction? I got 42 to... I can't troll. When I'm trolling, I say 42-14 Texas.
Yeah.
It's not really going to be that.
I'm a Longhorn fan, and it's sad to say that a lot of people from Texas are Alabama fans, but I'm loyal. I'm loyal to my home state. I have them winning. Let me see, 35-28.
You asshole. I was about to say 35-28. When I'm trolling, I say 42-14, but it's like I'm just being stupid to like bring attention to our page and piss people off. But we agree, man. I got 35-28. If I'm gonna like choose my Longhorns to win, I say 35-28. And the fucking elephant you all use is a stupid ass fucking mascot.
One post that you put there's comments, left and right about scores.
Yeah, a lot of you were laughing, and the Longhorns and Kansas. You bring up the Kansas losses. Like last year has nothing to do with this year. 2 years ago has nothing to do with this year. The Longhorns are gonna start taking
Sergio.
over.
Don't be bullying Sergio.
Exactly. Don't bully me on my own page, man. Yeah. It is what it is. But we thank you guys, man. Thank you guys for supporting us. What we really want is for you guys to hit the share button. That's what helps us out. That's what helps people realize we even exist. If you guys don't hit the share button, then we got to pay money to promote the page. And we do this all on our own dime, man. Nobody gives us money to do this. So we don't want to have to pay money to promote the page. In fact, there's a hole in the page right now because I haven't paid the full amount of the last promotion I made. Oh, but if you guys hit the share button, man, it helps out, man. So it is what it is.
So,
but
if any teams out there want us, Sergio to go out there and film and do a highlight video for y'all, by all means, give us passes. We need 2 passes.
Yeah, I use the camera to do the highlight video, but he uses the phone to put stuff out instantly.
Yeah,
so
I try
passes,
to whatever
man.
game that I'm at, I'll try to update by quarter and scores like that. So
and he'll put out little highlight videos, this little play-by-play, whatever he films.
I don't have
phone.
the fancy camera like this guy does.
It is what it is, man. People don't respond to the camera as much as they do the phones, though, man. It's crazy when we put out little clips from the phone.
I mean, any team.
But
we need to go do a Banquetti for sure. One game.
We'll do a Banquetti this year,
dude.
We already did my alma mater once, Atlas. They disappointed in the Vets game. We'll do whatever Banquetti game you choose is the best matchup for them. You think will be a good game.
All right. Oh yeah.
But yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you guys for following the page. Please hit the share button. Now that the season's getting rolling, get your friends involved in the page. Hit them up tag them in the comment section, whatever it takes. Invite them to like the page. We appreciate you guys. Thank you guys. I just gotta do one more thing, dude.